India has changed over the last 10 years, especially with technology, okay, is mind-blowing. It's crazy. What's happened in the last 10 years is that almost every Indian now has a phone, and most of them have smartphones. Um, all of them have capability to pay digitally, either through one of the digital wallets or so this prompted us to think, okay, as to what is the future, and that's how we came up with the idea of online gaming. You know, um, we launched Poker Saint, which is an online poker game, and it's been about a year. What's tremendous about Poker Saint is the fact that we have one of the best teams that knows how to run online gaming. We have people with us like Arvind, Balakrishna, Archit, Narayan, who's the CEO of the company, Kshitij, DS, who's the technology brain. What I love about the brand and the people, okay, the kind of difference that we've made to the gaming, especially online gaming in India, is insane. I personally would have never believed a year ago if somebody would have told me we will achieve what we've achieved, and that's thanks to the fact that so many people love online gaming in India, you know, and people today don't mind swiping a card, you know, making an online payment. Really, it's changed, and I love being in India right now. That's one of the best things that happened.
So, where did you get this idea of starting the online gaming concept? Of course, India is a big, huge, vast market, and you saw it as an opportunity. How did it all start?
Yeah, superb. That's a great question. So, while I was doing a whole lot of other things, right? I was one of the key people in India who built Just Dial. I moved out in 2015 because I felt that, you know, Just Dial had its time and the future is going to be somewhat different. So I was doing several ventures right after Just Dial. I was one of the key investors in a company called Dunzo, which is also invested by Google now. And I had interests in logistics, in customer engagement platforms. While I was doing all of that, I met this team, Archit, Arvind, and Kshitij, these three guys. I keep mentioning them because they're brilliant. I met them, and during a conversation, I found that all three of them were kind of wanting to do something, but they didn't know exactly what. And we started, you know, with on the drawing board saying, what are people going to do? What are the millennials going to do? You look at the number of millennials in India, it was billion. Out of the billion people that are there in India, at least about 20-25% are the millennials. And all of them, like I said, had smartphones, had money, and had an interest in gaming. So we said, why not? You know? And then we looked at gaming as an industry and said, where do we start? We want to do gaming and we want it to be on mobile. But the question was, where do we start? So we said, let's start with poker. Because we saw another poker, you know, online company getting listed on the stock exchange. And we said, there is acceptance. Okay, the law is changing in favor of having these kind of games in India. Okay, all skill-based games. So we said, let's start with that. And then we will move on to non-gambling games as well. So at the moment, as a brand, we have Poker Saint, which does only poker. We are on the verge of launching Rummy Saint, which will do, of course, Rummy. We have Teen Patti coming up. And we have the live casino coming up in India. So what will happen in the live casino is basically you will have, you know, on your phone, you'll be interacting with the dealer in a real casino. Real time. So that's a game changer in my opinion. But the nature of these games is going to be different because Teen Patti, live casino, they are not games of skill. They are a game of chance. So in India, it's not legal. So therefore, we will not let people gamble there. It's going to be a subscription-based model. So, you know, you might pay $2 and you might get 100,000 rupees worth of chips. You just play, you'll win, but you will never win money out of it. right? So it's like an entertainment, in a subscription-based model. So that's how the idea came about, and that's how we've built what we've built so far. We believe we are India's most ethical company in this space.
Yeah.
And that's why we've grown so much. Because what we do is we give our players instant cash outs on all our games.
Okay.
We're the only players in India to do that. It was a innovation that we brought about when we launched this company. And while our closest competitor, which is listed on the stock exchange, would take 3 days to pay out,
Yeah.
we paid out in 20 seconds. And every time.
Okay.
Did we lose money? Of course we lost money, right? But all our players love us for that. And that was an innovation that we're really, really proud of.
So in the gaming space, do you plan to be just in online or offline gaming as well?
That's a great question. No, I don't think we will ever get into offline gaming, right? We will stay online because that's where the real growth is.
Okay, that's where. But when does India produce a brand like an EA Sport or something like that in gaming?
Well, there is a lot of
EA Sport, so many international top brands in gaming space, which are of course offline, online, both.
Of course.
So when does India produce that? Do you see anybody doing that?
I think the time is right if somebody wants to do it.
Yeah.
Right? We are very clear with our vision.
Yeah.
Our vision is to go global.
Yeah.
And if we want to do that, and remember, we are just a 1-year-old company.
Yeah.
We are bootstrapped, okay, and we don't intend to diversify into anything that takes too much of capital. Okay, we are cash positive, okay, at the moment, and we are one of the most profitable companies in this space.
Yes.
We see that our focus is very clear. We want to be in the online gaming space, and we want to grow horizontally in terms of the markets. So we are going after South America, we're going after Europe, we're going after Australia, we're going after several other countries, including Africa. And as I told you, we are also launching several other games like Rummy, like Teen Patti, and so on and so forth. So we will focus on that, but the time is ripe. India is ready for everything that the world has to offer. If somebody wants to go after, offline gaming, it's good.
But you're clear you don't want to do it right now?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
We
So
have
the
a
expansion of the online gaming space, you of course talked about the Rummy, Teen Patti and various things. How about international expansion? How do you get international players to come to your booth and join the party actually?
Yeah, that's...
That requires marketing, that requires innovation, that requires a lot more effort.
Of course it does. Of course it requires a lot of effort. But the good part about online gamers is that they're always on the lookout for something which is more interesting than where they are already. So also the kind of technology that we use and the kind of marketing strategies that we have used, okay, we are sure that we will be able to get those players from markets. For example, we've launched from South America, right? And we've also launched from Europe.
So just wanted to ask, how would a Teen Patti interest somebody from South America or Australia?
There are about 30 million Indians who live outside India. Okay? And they all love Teen Patti.
Yeah, everybody does.
And that's the market that we're going after, 30 million, right? The company strategy is very clear that, wherever we launch outside of India, it's going to be money in and money out. And the same game in India is going to be a subscription model because, we need to abide by the law in India. So the question is, how are we going to get people? So A, we're going to go after the non-resident Indian market, which is 30 million for games like Teen Patti and Rummy.
Yeah.
For live casino, right, we are piggybacking on a lot of telcos across the world. So telcos in most parts of the world, roughly at least about 85 to 90 countries that we have potential partners in.
Yeah.
Actually promote games to their subscription base. And that's a very easy route to go.
Yeah.
There is a revenue share with the telcos, so they have skin in the game as well. That's the way to go for us.
What do you think are your topmost values that drive the brand? Because attributes can be copied by your competitors.
Absolutely.
What are the values? You talked about your three lead guys
Right.
who you think are irreplaceable.
Right.
What are the values that you think are irreplaceable that is building your brand really?
I would like to again talk about the instant cash out.
Okay.
See, across the world, gamers, especially in games where there is money in and money out, have a problem, and the problem is to get the money out. One of the values that we have followed is core values is that we will make sure the customer experience on all fronts is amazing, okay, to say the least. They feel safe at any given point of time. I want to tell you examples of players who come to us who would just put in a little bit of money, play, and then just to experiment and know whether they will really get the money out.
So I have a very interesting question to your this answer. Okay,
Sure.
what if somebody makes a cash payout in 10 seconds or 20 seconds? What's your strategy then?
Well, I am sure they will, and I would love the whole, gaming industry to start doing this because that's the right thing to do, right? While I'm going on talking about the cash out, which is one of our strengths, and we were the ones who innovated that in India. Remember that we are also growing more than 100% month on month, and that's not just because of cash outs, also because the game logic that we use, the quantum RNG is these are the technical terms that I'm using, but then quantum RNG is the random number generator. We are one of the few companies in the whole world who use that kind of technology, right? So we are technologically way ahead, of our competition, and we keep it with one intent. Our intent is player first. It's not company first. The next thing that we do is the rake that we generate on the business is the lowest percentage in the world. So at the end of the day, a player, when he makes his money, he gets the maximum money out of it. Right? A combination of all of these things have made sure that we grow, and we grow really fast. Everything that I'm telling you would sound hollow if we didn't have the last 1 year's legacy. We're growing more than 100% every month, and that's not easy. In a space which is overcrowded like ours.
You as a leader, you've been investing into various businesses, mentoring people.
Right.
What kind of a leadership model do you follow?
Okay. So first of all,
is it profit oriented or developing a brand oriented?
So if you look at all the businesses that I have mostly invested in, they are the kind of businesses which are not trying to build valuation for the future, right? They're all profit oriented businesses. But I also have businesses like Dunzo, in which I was one of the first investors. Is both. It's profit oriented at the same time. It's built a huge amount of value.
So you play a lot of safe bet to play with the business. Profit becomes the most important. So that also means that you will not unnecessarily invest for a branding sake. If profit is the prime concern of a business model like that.
Yes, I actually believe that you can build a big business and a big brand without having to burn millions and millions of dollars on branding. So you must remember that I was part of building Just Dial right from its early days, and Just Dial became a household name without really spending anything on marketing. In fact, at Just Dial, I don't think we ever spent a lot of money on marketing until 10 years of its operation. Similarly, if you look at Poker Saint, right? Poker Saint, I don't remember, we've not raised any money at all. We're bootstrapped, and we've built this brand, and it's one of the most popular brands in the gaming industry in India. And so is Dunzo. If you look at Dunzo, and if you talk to people in cities like Bangalore, Pune, Delhi, people swear by Dunzo today, right? And it's become like a verb. People say Dunzo it. the way Dunzo was built, it did not market at all, right? Anything. It was just the fact that we made sure that our customers got, a great service at the lowest possible price.
Yeah.
So, Abhimanyu, the basic thing that I'm trying to say is my experience of life has been that if you build any business and keep your customers' interest ahead of yours, and you really make sure that you deliver what you promise, I don't think your business won't grow. I think it will grow in any case. It will, right?
It will.
And your other question is, how do I decide to invest? I follow a simple philosophy. The philosophy is I don't invest in ideas. I invest in people.
Yeah.
Right? For me, I meet people, I meet founders, and if I feel that this is the team, this is the guy that I want to back, I follow my gut. Right? The other thing that I've always followed is there are path-breaking, habit-changing ideas which people come up with.
Yeah, but the implementation is not there.
Not there. And personally, I believe that as an investor, I would rather invest in a mediocre idea with
But
a
a
great
solid
team.
guy behind it.
Solid guy behind it. And it's okay. I'm okay to get 1% or 2% or 3% of the market share in an overcrowded market, but at least there is a market and there is a habit.
Yeah.
Because changing habit is very, very tough.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's been my investment philosophy and strategy.
Okay. And what kind of a leadership model do you follow?
So very interesting question. I have a mixed leadership. I think so. Now that you're asking me this question, I'm just thinking. I think I have a mixed leadership style. Okay, I am hands-on when I am required to be hands-on. Okay, otherwise, I play a very strategic role. Okay, I am very involved to plan and look at the execution from a very, very high level. So I love to have the bird's eye view, okay, and to make sure that everything is going smooth, right? But I do get hands-on.
Yeah.
If I see that a business requires my involvement, even today, I would get it. When it comes to hiring people, right, I still believe that I will get involved because I want the right team.
Yes.
Right? So I have a very unique and a very mixed leadership style, right? At the same time, I'm very, very cognizant of the fact that founders, the CXO team of any business needs freedom.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes they need freedom to even make mistakes, right? And I'm more than happy to let them make mistakes, right? And that, I think, has been my biggest strength, because I do not want them not to experiment, because that's how we have built.
So creative freedom is also extremely
Absolutely.
important.
Absolutely.
Okay. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Break it here.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Meet you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look around, see you.